Hello and welcome. I'm Gargi Rawat and you're watching me live on youtube.com/NDTV, and we're going to take you through the top stories of the day. Now, every day we ask you to choose the top story that you want followed. We provide you with 5 stories that we think you may find interesting and you get to vote for them. And everybody, it seems, is interested in the severe pollution levels in North India. Remember, it's a crisis. It's an air emergency that we're facing right now, and you guys need to be more informed and interested in this crisis, because that's the only way we're going to get the governments and the politicians to react on this issue. The odd-even rule comes into place in Delhi from today, and this, of course, a reaction to the air pollution crisis. Another story that we have for you is key meetings in Delhi today for the Maharashtra government formation. It's been 11 days. There's still no government in place in Maharashtra. It's been 11 days since the election results have come in. The BJP and Shiv Sena that went in as partners in the elections. However, now there's a fight over power sharing. So a tussle there between the Shiv Sena and the BJP. Mamata Banerjee and the Bengal governor face off on phone tapping. So the truce that began after the governor visited Mamata Banerjee's house for a Kali Puja is now broken. Once again, their statements, the governor criticizing Mamata Banerjee for claiming her phone was tapped. He said that I've heard from many people that they think their phones are tapped by the state government. So once again, that truce not lasting, and the striking Telangana transport workers begin joining work. They've been on a strike for nearly a month, but now it seems after the latest deadline given by the Chief Minister of Telangana, KCR, they have slowly started returning to work. So let's take you through the top story. And yes, the pollution crisis since yesterday. In fact, we've had pollution as the big story across North India. Of course, a lot is talked about in Delhi, but it's not just a Delhi problem, it is a North India problem. In fact, the town that was the most polluted this morning was Baghpat in western Uttar Pradesh. It was higher than Delhi according to the CPCB, the Central Pollution Control Board. The levels, the AQI levels were at 500, and 500 is the maximum that the CPCB can even measure. So it's possibly even higher than that. Remember, this is a sugar belt. This is the sugar season. You have a lot of the sugar making units working and spewing out smoke. There are also a lot of brick kilns and industry there. So yes, the highest pollution today being seen in Baghpat and in western Uttar Pradesh, even in parts of Haryana, parts of Punjab, and of course the NCR, Delhi, Ghaziabad, Noida, Gurgaon and Faridabad seeing high levels of pollution and the AQI. So it is a crisis. In fact, everybody's talking about how the health problems that are being experienced. Many people going in to the doctors, to the hospitals with health problems, because even if you're suffering from any other affliction, remember, the pollution in fact aggravates the situation. So yesterday, while we did see the highest levels of pollution ever today, there has been a slight improvement, but even then it remains in that very critical levels of pollution. So today you had the odd-even rule kicking in Delhi, and that's been interesting to see. The government claims that 15 lakh cars are off Delhi roads today. Now, this was announced some time ago that the odd-even formula would be in place from the 4th of November to the 15th of November. It means on certain days only cars with odd number license plates are allowed. That means the last number of your license plate, if it's odd, then only those cars are allowed, and on other days only those with even numbers are allowed. But there are a lot of exemptions in this, so that has been a controversy. Two-wheelers are exempted, women drivers are exempted, but it has brought down the traffic on the roads, and that is of course a big contributing factor when it comes to air pollution. So the Delhi government, they're bringing this in place. The fine is 4,000, so that is a deterrent. Though we've interviewed people who didn't even know about it. There was a man who'd come from Haryana. He says he wasn't aware, and 4,000, of course, it's not a small amount. So he was complaining about it. But we saw the Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal carpooling with some of his colleagues. We also saw the Deputy Chief Minister Manish Sisodia there taking a cycle to work and asking for people to be supportive, do their bit when it comes to the pollution, because since it's such a big issue. But then you had Mr. Vijay Goyal, the leader of BJP leader in Delhi, defying odd-even formula, defying the odd-even rules. He said this yesterday, that he said this is an election stunt. There has been nothing that has proven that odd-even even works, that doesn't even bring down pollution. So he said he is going to go out in his odd-numbered car. Today's an even day in Delhi, and he did just that. He took out his car, of course, speaking to the media before that, hitting out at the Aam Aadmi Party government in Delhi, talking about its various failures, how they didn't take various steps, and talking about steps that the centre had taken. Though you had the Delhi Transport Minister Kailash Gehlot, who actually went to him with a flower and said, and then you had the situation in which both the leaders were speaking to one another in front of all the cameras about odd-even and the pollution and what's to be done, the pollution crisis. But yes, Mr. Vijay Goyal was fined for violating the odd-even rule and going out in an odd-numbered car, though he did receive Mr. Gehlot who came with a bouquet, and they discussed the issue and what needs to be done, and he claimed that it was an election stunt by the Aam Aadmi Party, that why are they doing this just before election. Mr. Gehlot explaining to him that we have to be together to fight this, and that this is the time for odd-even to come into place, because from November, after Diwali, that is the season when this pollution crisis really explodes in Delhi. The Deputy Chief Minister and Chief Minister talking about how you have to do this for your children. Mr. Shishodia said we are doing this so we can all breathe clean air. We must cooperate and take these steps in times of crisis, and how we must. It's important for our future and the future of our children. Now, the air quality, as we said, the pollution crisis really skyrocketed over the weekend. Today, we're told there has been some wind, so some of the pollution has reduced slightly, but we can only expect proper relief after the 6th, is what experts are saying. And schools are shut in Delhi, in Gurgaon, in Noida as well. Schools have been now closed till Wednesday because of the air pollution. Now that brings us to also now the Supreme Court has stepped in. So the Supreme Court, remember, has been hearing this issue of air pollution over the last couple of years. It ordered an EPCA, that's a committee, Environment Pollution Control Authority, to talk about steps that have been taken to curb pollution. So today, the Supreme Court coming down heavily on all the governments. They said you are just passing the buck. How can we be in this situation again, that this is affecting our lives, that our lives, the years of our lives is going down because of this crisis of air pollution? And how is it that you haven't been able to really take any steps to counter the paddy burning, the burning of the crop burning that we see in Punjab and Haryana, and even in parts of western Uttar Pradesh, after they have cultivated, the paddy crop, then the remnants that are left in the field are burnt by the farmers, and a lot of money has actually been spent on this, on taking steps to counter this pollution. But even so, till now, it seems that we're still again in this situation. We've been talking about it for the last 3 years, but even then we're still in this situation. So the Supreme Court today really coming down heavily and asking what steps are taken, banning construction activities in NCR, announcing a massive fine for anyone caught violating this, and also summoning all the chief secretaries of the states, because the Supreme Court wants to know what action is being taken and what are they doing to ensure that we live in a cleaner environment. So that is the big story, and we at NDTV are continuing to focus on this. In fact, we have a charter of demands as well, citizens' demands on what we can do on the pollution crisis. So do log on to youtube.com/NDTV every day for the top stories of the day, and do vote for the story that you want to know more about. Thanks for watching. Goodbye.